now.
Biz Nasty says the Leafs will win the Cup.
How about that?
Can I just say that he's a Leaf fan? He came on the show and admitted he's a closet Leaf fan. So I think when you are making projections for the team that you are a fan of, you're a little clouded.
Just because the lack of recent playoff success, everybody's kind of nervous to make a prediction and put that weight behind the Leafs.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. Hello, Canada and Canadian sports fans in the United States of America. I'm just tweeting the poll, by the way, so don't mind me. Poll question today. Might as well get it out of the way, dupes.
Let's get it out of the way.
Who will have the biggest impact with their new team? Taylor. Oh, dang. I put Taylor Hall in the Sabres. I got to retweet it. Can somebody handle that back there? Taylor Hall with the Bruins or Nick Foligno with the Toronto Maple Leafs? And do we have results already?
We do.
How about that?
How about that?
They're saying Nick Foligno with the Leafs. Wow, wow, wow. We're delving right into this. And I got to say something with apologies to the guy that called me this morning from the down south. Wasn't Chris Jones, but he was saying, hey, did you watch the Braves game last night? Disputed ending in that one. They were throwing debris on the field. You got to talk about the Braves. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's NHL trade deadline, bro. Despite the fact that half of our viewers come from America, I'm not changing what we do. We haven't. This is show number 461. We're not changing what we do now.
No.
So, yeah, and he's a good guy and everything, but he's like, man, you should talk about that. I'm like, no, we'll handle it. It's a very big day in Canada, coast to coast, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is kind of, what, Christmas?
Yeah, yes. Oh, sorry. You had me thinking about what our guy Paul said before the meeting about Santa Claus in the mall with a sack over his shoulder. Do you want to delve into that right now? Or paraphrase, or to wait till the quick six?
We can wait till you get there.
Okay, it's kind of in the quick six show topics, and I'm telling you, man, this is ADD central around here. I'm not even ready to go as we start the show here because we're having too much fun recapping our weekend and everything. But Ryan Leslie from Sportsnet Flames coming up here in hour one and hour two from Elite Prospects. USA hockey writer Julie Robenheimer going to join us from Jersey in hour two. So it is a big hockey day, but it's not all hockey in the topics. Let's hit it, please, Director Jordan. Might even find some NASCAR in my tickle trunk for you, Jordan. We'll see. Number one. Well, they all loved it here in the cage next door. Number one, NHL trade deadline deals. This is perfect. The 1 p.m. Mountain is the headline or the deadline day today. I'm getting back and forth with my time zones, right?
Right.
On my way here today, which was 9:07 Mountain, I called a CFL guy in the East. I'm not going to name him, and I woke him up.
Wait, they're
11:07 a.m.
All right.
I woke him up. Just so you know what's going on with some people in the CFL right now.
I guess.
Late night.
Sleep now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the time zone's still kind of screwing me up here. But in the middle of our show, basically, the deadline will be over. So I will get into a little further in the show here. Is Alex Bjork and a third going to the Sabres for Curtis Lazar and Taylor Hall? This rolls into point two, my weekend NHL leftovers. That is not much of a haul for the Buffalo Sabres for Taylor Hall. And people are saying, he's not the same Taylor Hall, Rod. He's not the guy. He's being paid like he's the same Taylor Hall. Isn't he $7-8 million this year? So what are we doing? When you're trading a rental player, are you not setting up cornerstone pieces for the rebuild of your franchise? Bjork's the centerpiece of the rebuild for the Buffalo Sabres?
I guess.
Did Kevin Adams got fleeced here, didn't he?
I think so. I mean, but I also value Taylor Hall more than, I guess, the Buffalo Sabres valued Taylor Hall. Yeah. Right? And I guess the rest of the league, too, because if that's what he ended up pulling the trigger on, and we've been talking about Taylor Hall here for a couple of weeks, you know that they've kind of taken the temperature of the water around the NHL, and this must have been the best fit or the best return that they were going to get, or the only team willing to make a deal. But yeah, it's awfully disappointing. And now Taylor Hall really has to put up now. He has to show up. Otherwise, he is going to own this value now moving forward.
Drew Koser, watching from the Off the Hosel podcast, says Taylor Hall, Boston accent. How do you say Taylor Hall with a Boston accent? They have to maybe Julie Robenheimer can tell us an hour too.
Yeah.
Patrolman Pete's watching in Winnipeg, and he says, "Can someone tell me what's happened to Taylor Hall to lead him to this point?" Maybe let's ask Taylor Hall what's led him to this point. Let's let him say it in his own words. I'm seeing there's a lot of comments coming in from our viewers that pertain to junior hockey and some of the other topics. So I'm going to leave this, because there are 2 other national networks in Canada that are all over this, obviously, today. Those are our initial thoughts.
Yeah.
Actually, Foligno to the Leafs, David Riddick to the Leafs. Where are you on the Leafs, okay? Riddle me that.
I think you have to go all in, right? If you're going to make a run, you have to go all in. It is exciting. I think they're both pieces that can make a difference. I mean, Riddick provides insurance if Jack Campbell goes down, if Freddie Anderson can't come back. It's insurance, and Foligno helps. He does help. And I know there's, you talk about the draft picks and giving up a first-round pick, but the GMs, the scouting is so much better, and that late-round draft pick, they're not valuing it the same as they used to, right? That late-round pick is a guy who's not going to be NHL ready right away. So you're looking at 3-4 years before he's going to be an impact player. By that time, you've forgotten about this trade, and they brought somebody else in. So I think they're okay with that.
Obviously, the injury to Freddie Anderson's more serious than you thought. Now they have 4 goalies.
Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks since Freddie's been here, and we're a month away from the end of the season. But Jack Campbell's the guy right now, and you hope he's hot. You just need to have that insurance policy. And like one play and Jack's down, right? So you got to have some insurance.
Well, I did see this. It was Noodles this morning, my good friend Jamie McLennan from TSN, saying if you're going to win a championship, you need depth at every position, and the Leafs now have depth in goal. Who's ever heard of that? But that is a thing. You just, you hope that one of them can get on roll and get hot, like Andrei Vasilevsky last year with Tampa, who played every single minute on the way to the Lightning winning the Stanley Cup. And by the way, Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights, I don't expect them to be that active. They did it all last year.
Tremendous depth in goal.
And in the offseason.
Yeah.
Alex Pietrangelo, Marc-Andre Fleury, Robin Lehner.
Yeah.
Patches.
They'll be okay.
We'll be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's all about melding. Point 3. Boy, I'm going to split points 3 and 4 into CFL 2020 season stuff versus James Franklin retiring on Friday after we went off the air. And my point 4 was European football, European American rules football. A lot of Canadians are migrating to Europe to play pro football over there, and coaches. Joe Paopao, Adam Rita. Who the heck was the latest? Somebody help me out. A lot of coaches are going over there. Guys that are not under contract currently anywhere else. But with the CFL 2021 season, I see guys who, what was with the media sniping at each other? We're trying to call a hockey game Friday night on television, and I'm seeing people talking about the golden age of CFL media reporters throwing shade at each other. I'm like, who? What did I miss? Who are we talking about? Who's throwing shade?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out.
I don't know. But I'm seeing guys tweeting, guys that I respect, that there will be a season. There's going to be a season. And you can just tell where the info's coming from. You can tell where they're getting their direction from. Versus Arash, who reported, was it yesterday from Sportsnet, that 1 week from today, the CFL will announce training camps are officially postponed. I don't know, big city communications and PR. I'm a hayseed farmer. You know that. But if you know they're going to be delayed and don't expect anything to change within a week, why are you waiting a week? Why? What's going to change between now and next Monday? So I have players, I don't know if you saw the DMs here, they're DMing our show account saying, Rod, are we playing this year? And going based on what I know and what I've been told, 60-40 to the no. Now, maybe those reporters that are saying guaranteeing a season, they're obviously talking to other people than me, but I'm extremely confident in the integrity of the people that I'm talking to. And with James Franklin leaving, I'm just going to dovetail off this. James Franklin retiring. We're trying to get him on the air this week. I just put a bug in Clark's ear. Let's hear from James Franklin Did you see his exit speech on his Twitter?
I saw it. Yeah.
It was a hurting guy.
I know. But these football players want to play football.
Yeah.
Right? And you realize quickly that you only have a finite amount of time, right? We know that Father Time always wins, undefeated. That's the saying. Father Time is undefeated. You only have a finite amount of time. And if you're lucky, you can play into your mid-30s, right? If you're really lucky, you can play into your 40s. For most players in the world, you can play till you're 20. 25 if you happen to be exceptional and go play junior football, college football, university football. That's it. Mm-hmm. So it is. I understand how difficult it is for the players to walk away. And I know it's smart and you need to take care of your families and all those things, but this is football and you will never, ever get the chance to play the game again. So I get how tough it is.
Yeah. I got to throw in. So my CFL guy that I said that I woke up when I called him, he goes, "You're welcome for the joke, but can you please say that it was just a joke? I was awake."
We didn't even say who it was.
There's no way anybody would guess who it was. I said a CFL guy in Eastern Canada. Boom. It's funny. Thanks for the joke. Anyways, John Kirby in Edmonton writes in. He says, on the CFL, think positive thoughts, Rod. I'm positive, John, that nobody can say whether there's going to be a season or there's not. That's what I'm positive about. And in the case of James Franklin, go just look at his Twitter. It's, what is it, Frank the Tank? Something. Just search James Franklin. Just to read his monologue, soliloquy. He's leaving the CFL very bitter. It's not about the way that it's ending. It's about his time in the Canadian Football League. Maybe I took something different away from you, and I want to give James Franklin the ability to come on the air here and explain what he's upset about. He ended it by saying, "I don't know what I want, but I know I no longer want football." And I completely understand where he's coming from. It was that exact quote 2 years ago when I transitioned out of my last job. I said, "I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want." Remember me saying that?
Yeah.
So it was James Franklin saying the exact same thing, and I know where he is, and I hope that he gets over it sooner than later because, frankly, it was like when I left the Pats in 2010, nobody cares but you. If you're going to carry that chip on your shoulder, nobody cares. Took me 2 years to go back into the hockey rink after I left that team because I was so upset. And then I look back and go, I was the one that hurt. Nobody cared. So that's why when I left the Rough Riders, I delved right back in, had my season tickets, hosted tailgate parties. Like, come on, James, get over it and move on. And I just say that not in a dismissive way, for your own good. He didn't get along with Mark Trestman. He never really got his opportunity in Edmonton. He was starting to shine, and just when he was starting to shine, Mike Riley came back and was healthy. And who are you going to play? You're going to play Mike Riley. He's the league MVP, right?
That's right.
So in the case of James Franklin, not everybody gets the Peyton Manning opportunity. Win a Super Bowl and see you later. Ride off into the sunset. So rare. To go out on their own terms. Is James Franklin going out on his own terms? He's married. I'm not sure if he's got a young family or not. For sure he's married. And he's got to get on with his life, and he's upset that he had a bad experience in the CFL. But that's not the CFL's fault. I hate to see a guy just leave bitter like that.
I know. And you wonder if that's just the start. And if this whole situation plays into it, right? About what it does for your love of the game. And when the business takes over and it becomes about money and not about playing the game, and then it's just like, do I really need this anymore? And you wonder how many other guys are starting to think that and on the fence. And, he takes the leap, and now other guys are thinking, you know what? I can do it too. So you hope it doesn't go that way, and you hope he gets over it, and you hope that, you can start to love the game again.
And so Chris Bird in Toronto says James Franklin had a lot of promise, yet just didn't seem to deliver. Here in Toronto, that was the case. Randolph Zora says James Franklin set the CFL record for most star potential. This is the thing about James Franklin, and I love the guy. Maybe I'll send Clark the photo of me and him and Ricky Ray in my restaurant when they came in. Like, I love James Franklin. But you got the start, dude. It doesn't matter what Trestman's telling you to do. So many guys don't even get that start. You said it. You've had multiple starts, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. So I guess he can't necessarily retire and say that he didn't get his opportunity. He had his starts. I watched the games. They couldn't move the ball with a pretty good offense. Let's bring James Franklin on and let him say.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea behind it. Patrolman Pete in Winnipeg's watching and says, I know it's a Pats game day, but I was hoping Rod would wear his fresh new ice gear today. I would have, Pete in Winnipeg, but the Pats are playing the ice tonight, and I could not in good conscience wear the other team's gear when they're playing my team. I'd have to kick my own ass. So tomorrow I'll put the Winnipeg Ice hat here because it's beautiful. I just happened to run into the president of the Pats on Saturday wearing a Winnipeg Ice hat.
Oops.
Oh! He was nice enough he didn't say anything. Masters Sunday, Blue Jays versus Yankees tonight. And then Dub Hub, there's my 7th point. The post-Bedard era begins tonight for the Queen City Kids against the Winnipeg Ice. We're out of time. Ryan Leslie's in next from Sportsnet Flames. So this has been the warm-up for the Four Seasons Sports Palace, and we'll be right back. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Live daily on YouTube and Facebook and 24-hour sports talk at rodpedersen.com.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.